Hello, welcome back to Bamboo Batu. Today we're talking about where bamboo comes from, and it's a pretty interesting question, and the answer might surprise you. Most people associate bamboo with the Far East, with Asia. Indeed, there are a lot of varieties of bamboo that come from Asia, so it's natural that we would associate it with things like Buddhism and sushi and modern Japanese architecture. There's some very tastefully done bamboo right there. But in fact, the bamboo comes from all different corners of the world. As you can see on the map here, we've broken it down into some of the largest, most important genre of bamboo. That's the plural of genus. There are about 90 to 100 different genera of bamboo. And on the map here, we broke it down into temperate varieties, which are the ones in like light green. And those are running bamboos generally. They have the running roots, running rhizomes. And then we have tropical bamboo, which are generally clumping bamboos with a clumping growth habit. So as you can see over in China and Southeast Asia and Indonesia, there's tons of different bamboo varieties. Very prolific region for bamboo. You got Phylostachys up there, one of the major ones. We put that in big letters because it's a major genus. Lots of species and lots of representation around the world, in fact, Phylostachys. And then there's Bambusa, another major one. I think there's about 100 species of Bambusa growing native to Asia, but now it's spread through other parts of the world, including the Caribbean and Africa, lots of places, the Pacific Islands. And even down in Australia, it looks like a lot of bamboo in Australia. There's 3 different genera listed there, 3 different genus. Actually, there's only 1 species of each of those genus that are native to Australia. So just 3 native species in Australia. But it's a pretty interesting case down there. And over in the New World, in the Western Hemisphere, we've got lots and lots of bamboo, actually, from South America. The 2 major genera are Chusquea and Guadua. Guadua is the giant timber bamboo that's really important in Colombia and Ecuador. And then there's more bamboo going up into Mexico. Surprisingly, large amount of bamboo in Mexico. And then getting up into the United States, you see Arundinaria there is a running bamboo, and there's 3 species of that, which are actually native to the United States. Not a lot of people know that, but yeah, 3 different species native to the US, 3 different species native to Australia. And then right there in the middle of Africa, there's about 4 or 5 different species of bamboo native to sub-Saharan Africa. They're tropical clumping bamboos, and they grow in the wild. Some of them grow in the desert. Some really interesting, unusual species of bamboo. And then on Madagascar, you've got some unusual varieties as well. Some of them only grow on Madagascar. Special case there. And so, as you can see, lots and lots of bamboo. Over in Japan, we've skipped to Japan. Japan's got 2 different genus, Sasa and Sasella. There's also some Phylostachys native to Japan. And one of those species of Sasa carencelsis, is native also to Russia, those little islands up there. Some of them belong to China. Some of them belong to Japan. Some of them belong to Russia. And some of them are actually disputed. They're at the center of a dispute between Russia and Japan. And on those islands, there is some of this very northernmost species of bamboo growing. And it's kind of a hot spot for bamboo. A cold place, but politically heated, if you know what I mean. So some interesting stuff. Bamboo comes from a lot more places than you might have thought. And mostly in international trade, bamboo is being shipped from Asia, from China primarily, to the United States and to Europe, where the major markets, the major consumers of bamboo products are located. And that's interesting. And it's also a little bit of a problem because right now the shipping rates are going crazy. And you can blame that on COVID. You can blame it on the Ukraine. You can blame it on limited petroleum resources. In any case, shipping rates have been just going through the roof from 2019, and when it was about $4,000 for shipping a container from Asia to the United States. And now, currently 2022, it's about $24,000, and that's just for the shipping. So if you have low ticket items and you're adding $24,000 to your container, that could put a serious dent into your profits and cause you to have to raise prices. And not surprisingly, we're seeing a lot of inflation these days, and a lot of it has to do with exactly this. But we're not going to try to explain the causes of inflation today. There's enough going on with bamboo. So the issue is where to get bamboo without paying this kind of exorbitant shipping rates. So there's a lot of interest in bamboo from South America. Like I said, there's lots of species, lots of varieties, bamboo native to South America. Conditions are great, equatorial, tropical conditions in Ecuador and Colombia. There's some massive bamboo, the Guadua variety, Guadua angustifolia specifically, grows really well there. It's native there, and it's a giant timber species. I think it's about 100 feet tall, and you can make some great products with it. So there's a lot of interest in shipping bamboo products from there instead of from China. Reduce the carbon footprint, reduce the shipping overhead. Here's some bamboo growing in Ecuador. Massive bamboo. This is actually an Asian species of bamboo, Dendrocalamus asper, which is commercially farmed in a lot of parts of the world, including Ecuador and Colombia. It's a tighter clumping variety of bamboo than Guadua, but they're pretty comparable in strength. Some people say this is the best bamboo. Some people say Guadua is the best bamboo. An interesting argument we could maybe get into another time. If you're in Europe, then importing bamboo from Africa is going to be pretty advantageous in terms of reducing the distance traveled and reducing the carbon footprint associated with that travel. There's quite a bit of native bamboo in Africa, like we saw in that map earlier. And there's also a lot of commercial bamboo farming now with bringing species from Asia, including Dendrocalamus asper from that last slide. Very widely grown in different parts of the world, including Africa, West Africa, over in Ghana and Nigeria. There's a lot of bamboo farming. Kenya and Uganda in East Africa are becoming really popular places for bamboo. And then down in the southern parts in Zambia and Malawi, and lots of bamboo farming going on. So it's pretty interesting to see that happening and to see where that's going to go in the future, because bamboo hasn't really been farmed in Africa on a commercial scale until quite recently. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops and what kind of markets they find for their bamboo and what types of products they start making. But definitely a lot of bamboo going on there. This is some of the native bamboo from sub-Saharan Africa, growing in the Sahel region, Sahel, just south of the Sahara Desert, where it's kind of a transition zone from the desert to the savanna regions. And the bamboo is part of this buffer that is stopping the desert from expanding with global warming and other factors. There's this a wave of desertification, the expansion of the desert, and it's encroaching on farmland and communities that live in that zone, very sensitive zone with climate change. And bamboo is like on the front lines to help keep the habitat intact and to keep the desert at bay, so to speak. And yeah, you wouldn't expect maybe to see bamboo growing in a dry, almost desert climate like that. But yeah, bamboo is full of surprises. So if Europe and the United States really want to reduce their shipping, they would just grow bamboo right there domestically. And in fact, that is something that there is a lot of interest in right now. A lot of people are looking into bamboo farming in in the southeast in the United States, in Florida, for example, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, that whole area. Really good conditions for different varieties of bamboo. But again, there's no tradition of bamboo industry, commercial bamboo farming. And so there's no factories. And so you have kind of this chicken and egg problem where farmers aren't sure they want to plant 10,000 acres of bamboo if there's no factory where they can process it. And industrialists aren't sure if they want to build a factory to process bamboo if there's no domestic supply of bamboo. And so it kind of goes back and forth, the chicken egg phenomenon, we call it. And it's hard to tell where that's going to end up, but it looks like it's going to require a pretty major investment of capital that's going to get kind of both of those things, the farming and the processing, jump started sort of at the same time in parallel to make it an interesting and practical option. But we'll see where that goes. Definitely interesting. And basically the same thing is happening in Europe. There's people farming bamboo. There's a little bit here and there. The biggest farms are about maybe 1,000 acres to 2,000 acres. In Italy, Portugal, and Spain, there's some bamboo farming, but there's really no factories yet to process it. So you kind of have that, again, that chicken and egg problem, we call it. So Asia remains the major supplier of bamboo. Africa is becoming an interesting area. South America, like I said, big place for bamboo. Mexico may be the next hotspot for bamboo, very close to the United States. Similar conditions to South America, lower labor rates, lower land costs, and good conditions for growing bamboo. So that could be a great place to source bamboo in the future. But where it all goes will be hard to tell. Definitely more bamboo will be growing, and we're going to be seeing a lot more of it. And I, for one, I'm looking forward to that. Hope you are too, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to click the buttons, like the video, subscribe to the channel, make Bamboo Batu your new favorite. And we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.